about Walker Hayes, everybody?
Yeah!
We got motor.
We're taking to Daytona in February. All right, y'all ready?
Turned radio on, it was country music I listened to.
Get ready for the finest in musical entertainment and racing on anything on wheels. Ladies and gentlemen, get in tune and start your engines because Music and Motors is now.
Hello everyone and welcome to Music and Motors. I'm Wade Hayes. You know it's been said, all good things come in time. And with the art of writing a great song, that's sometimes very true. But in the world of stock car racing, time is everything when you need tires, gas, and adjustments in 14 seconds or less. We'll show you how the team practices a pit stop, and Leon Venerable makes no bones about it. He's a country boy that writes his songs in traditional country style. Living on a farm in Alabama, he travels to Nashville weekly to pursue his dream in songwriting.
Me and him sat down one night and wrote our first song called There Ain't Nothing Going On Around Here, and we just kind of evolved from that.
And how Phoenix Mendoza finds the inspirational sound to write a song. All that and more right here on Music and Motors.
This portion of Music and Motors is brought to you in part by your local Ford dealers and by your local genuine Ford parts and service dealer. You're watching Music and Motors.
Sponsors, equipment, engineering, and good drivers are part of the winning formula in racing. But a dedicated crew is ultimately the key to achieving success on the racetrack when it comes to crunch time. The crew sports names like Crazy Brad and Soup Can, and out on the road the transport driver becomes a chef cooking for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, meet some of the crew of Baker Curb Racing.
Hello, I'm John Reese, jackman for the 27 Kleenex Ford Fusion. This right here is Big Butch. Butch Wall, rear tire carrier.
I'm Butch Wall. I'm a 27 Baker Curb Kleenex 2017. I'm a rear tire carrier.
This here is Donnie Eves, front tire changer.
My name's Donnie Eves. I'm the front tire changer on the number 27 Ford Fusion in the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Well, of course, pit crews are a very important part of the team. They change 4 tires and fill the car up with gas in less than 14, 15 seconds. And these tires are heavy, very heavy. They weigh about 80 pounds, and these guys throw them around like they're nothing.
Big Tim Murdoch Russell, I'm done.
Tim Russell. It's been my nickname since grade school. The show A-Team was on, and people say I act a lot like the guy on there, Murdoch on there, kind of crazy acting. And it just kind of stuck. Most of them I can remember their nicknames better than I can their real names. Like we got Sippy. He's from, I guess, from Mississippi.
I started at Bruco 9 years ago. About the 3rd week I was there, somebody called me Mississippi because there was 3 Jasons there. And it's been stuck. They've called me that ever since.
I don't really have like one nickname. Some people call me Deeves. Other than that, just pretty much whatever comes off the top of their head.
We got Wee Man, which you just have to see him to see why they call him that.
Wee Man, David Colagnesi, AKA Wee Man.
David Colagnesi. I used to be the shortest guy in the shop, and I'm the youngest.
But you're stuck with the name now, right?
Yeah, I can't get rid of it. I don't really want to, I like it. I'm the front tire carrier. He follows the front tire changer, and when the front tire changer pulls his tire off, I put it on, and then we'll go to the left side and do the same thing. I really don't know where it came from. I think it came from someone my dad knew, a really good friend of my father, but I'm not exactly sure if that's true. So I don't know where it came from, really.
This right here is Chris Martin. He's a rear tire changer. Tune.
They gave me the nickname Tune. We were out at Las Vegas and that was our taxi cab driver. I don't know how it really stuck with me. There's another part of the pit crews that maybe people don't appreciate quite as much, and that's their courage. These guys are sitting there on their knees on pit road with 3,400-pound stock cars coming by them with inches to spare. When I pull in the pits and every other driver out there, if there's a car pitted in front of your pit stall, your job is to get as close as you can to the front tire changer's feet. And that means inches. And that sets you up so you can get in the pits and be ready to go out when they're done with their pit stall. And not only that, but the jack man, he's running around the car with these cars going by just inches away. And even the catch cam man, he's in danger because when a car pulls out behind you, that rear end swings around and it just misses the catch cam man by, sometimes less than a foot. So they've got to have a lot of courage to stand in there and do what they do. And it's certainly, I'm very appreciative for what they do. I don't think I would ever want to do that, sit there with those cars coming by.
They're all a bunch of clowns, but I mean, we're like a bunch of brothers, though. I mean, we get along. It's second family, and sometimes we're here so much, it's like first family, just the way it goes.
This is the only place I ever worked where everybody you work with is more your family than just somebody you work with. And everybody here basically knows almost everything about the other guy. I mean, you can count on them to be there to help you if you have a problem on your pit stops. If you have a problem, if you just need somebody to talk to, I mean, all these guys are really great guys. And we're not in with all the people in North Carolina, but I mean, we're just as professional as anybody. And I think all we need with our new drivers is have a little time and we'll be right on top again. I'm done.
Stay tuned. The music of Leon Venerable and Phoenix Mendoza is coming up next on Music and Motors. You're watching Music and Motors.
Leon Venerable makes no bones about it. He's a country boy that writes his songs in traditional country style. Living on a farm in Alabama, he travels to Nashville weekly to pursue his dream in songwriting. His songs, well, they're about deeply rooted feelings, living in rural America, honky-tonk music, and racing.
Been songwriting since about 15. Played in a little FFA band with some friends of mine in high school, and me and him sat down one night and wrote our first song called "There Ain't Nothing Going On Around Here," and we just kind of evolved from that. And I think that's the only song he ever wrote, but I wrote several since then. But just playing music there in school and playing some little hee-haw shows that we had and raising money for different things. And that's kind of how I got involved in it and got into it.
The first 4 years we were married, he and I, all we did was rodeo. We went to work during the day, and then at night we would come home with our old horses in the trailer and we would be off going to some roping or barrel racing or just riding our horses and everything. So he's been doing it a while. He really enjoys it, but now he eats, breathes, and sleeps music on his mind. At times he'll wake up in the middle of the night and say, I got a hit song right here, and he'll get up and go find his little notebook or either get out his phone and stick it in a little text message for him in the morning.
Family and music. That's, I've got a great family, mom and dad. My dad was a preacher, and I grew up in church playing. I started playing in church when I was 6-year-old, so I grew up in a religious background, gospel hymns and bluegrass gospel and a lot of picking and stuff. And a lot of friends and family coming over as a growing up, sitting around the house on a Saturday evening just playing music. And so it's just always been a part of my life. My family's always been great to support it, whether it's my dad just thinks the world of it, and my mom and all my brothers and cousins and everybody's always supported me. And my wife, she just really supports me and my kids. Everybody knows kind of most of my songs and stuff, you know, and I play them out a lot when we do a family reunion or whatever, or just sitting around with a lot of friends picking and stuff. So got a great fan base as far as my family and friends and stuff, and they've always backed me in what I do, and I just enjoy it, and I appreciate them and love them so much for being there for me.
Oh, our youngest little girl is just like a mini me of Leon. She's beginning to play the banjo, she's beginning to play the mandolin, and she wants to sing everywhere Leon sings. She wants to sing. On the way here, he has to play at the Bluebird Cafe tonight, and she said, Daddy, can I sing with you at the Bluebird? And he said, we'll have to see, and she's like, yes! So she loves it. Molly, the oldest, she's 11, so, you know, Leon will say, I'll give you $10 if you'll sing. I'm there, Daddy, I'll sing with you. So yes, they enjoy it as well.
Played a lot of cover stuff, you know, earlier on, but we do a lot of Oak Ridge Boys in Alabama. And just a little bit of everything, Johnny Cash, you know. And that's kind of how it evolved with my songwriting, just listening to a lot of great songs, you know, and learning from them and trying to write a little bit.
Even at our rodeo, he'll sing the national anthem and different things like that. So it's still, the music aspect is still in him, even with the horses.
Tell your own story. That's what a song is to me, is how you relate to life of something that you've been through, and relate it to other people, and put it with the melody and the words, you know, and somebody gets something out of it. That's usually pretty neat for me in the songwriting process, is somebody gets something out of it. American Farmer. I started coming to Nashville, I don't know, you know, maybe 9 years ago, I guess it was, and visiting the Bluebird, smoking mic nights and stuff. And so every once in a while I'd head this way and maybe go up and play an open mic. And I was coming through Fayetteville, Tennessee one day, and a fella sitting out there on a courthouse bench with a John Deere cap on and them overalls, them old Liberty overalls. And I thought all the changes that he'd seen from farming, you know, I got a lot of friends that own mules and stuff like that, and still, you know, pull wagons and stuff, but how it's changed, you know, to the tractors and the combines and the no-till planters, and, you know, and the spray rigs, and a lot of times they don't even disc anymore. They just come through and spray and then plant the seed, and just how it evolved, you know, about the you know, the mules now just pretty well rest, and used to, that was the way you had to make a living, feed your family and make it through, and that's old farmers seen a lot of changes, and I just kind of done that song homage to them, you know, especially to them. NASCAR fan. NASCAR fan's a song I kind of came up with. I do have a lot of friends that watch a lot of NASCAR, and I catch a few races here and there, you know, and I love the sport. I grew up, had an old '69 Dodge Charger, and ripped up and down the road in it and turned donuts, you know, and used to have one that souped up pretty good, you know, and so I always liked that speed myself, and you know, we never did go around a racetrack much, but we'd go watch some races and stuff, and I wrote that song just simply on account of the fans, you know. You know, we, in music or racing, either one, we get to do what we love to do, and the fans support us by buying our CDs or coming to watch a car race, you know, or a NASCAR race, or even a small round track on a dirt track or whatever. They're the reason we do what we do, and love what we do, you know. And so I think music and motors do relate a lot, you know, with the NASCAR fans, and then like I say, with the songwriting also. You know, we have to have fans and people that love our music. Same way with people that love NASCAR. You know, the fans love them, man.
This portion of Music and Motors is brought to you in part by your local Ford dealers, and by your local genuine Ford parts and service dealer. You're watching Music and Motors.
Phoenix Mendoza and his good friend and fellow songwriter Isaac Rich have a unique way of finding the song. You know, artists can be particular, and we're not sure if they're pulling our strings or just have a quirky way of finding a melody. But these two have penned some pretty good music.
My buddy Isaac and I have this belief that there's a song hiding in every single guitar. So any chance that we get to, we write about once a week, so any chance we get, we go to this place called World Music, and we take guitar picks, and we go to every guitar and we hit the strings till we find one that we think is hiding a song.
One day we're getting together to go, we're going to eat lunch or something. We're going to eat Chinese buffet or something. And there's a guitar shop right next to the Chinese buffet place. And he's like, let's go into the guitar shop and we'll find a song. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? You're gonna go in there and find a song? He's like, oh yeah, you know, come on, let's go in there and just look at the guitars. I'm like, okay.
And it can be blues songs, country songs, any type of song that we're gonna write. We never know because we go in there and the guitars have them also. We like to pluck the strings, pull one down, and get one started in the store, and then we hang it back up on the wall and run over to Isaac's house, which is pretty close to there, and we write whatever's in that guitar, or what came out of it anyway.
You guys gonna take something home today or what?
Well, we're walking around this guitar shop. I don't even know how to play anything at the time, so I'm just kind of, you know, gandering at all these expensive guitars, and Phoenix pulls a guitar pick out of his string, goes by and starts hitting the E string on every single guitar back there where the Taylors and the Martins and all these, you know, really nice guitars are hanging.
I want that monster bottom end on them.
You want the monster bottom end?
Well, like, not like monster, but we do that whole search for the song thing hiding in here.
He would walk around and I didn't even know what he was doing, and he would pick them up and he'd strum a couple times, he'd hang it back up, and he'd grab another one. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm looking for a song. He said, there's a song hidden in one of these guitars. I'm like, all right, whatever. I have no idea really what you're talking about. But then he grabbed a guitar that sounded like whatever it was he was looking for.
One hiding in here.
Starts playing it, and I'm just kind of walking around. I'm like, yeah, that's a good sounding guitar, you know, whatever. And we're talking to the guys that work there, and he starts playing a melody, and I'm like, what are you playing? He's like, what, this? I'm like, yeah, that's cool, keep playing that. And he starts playing that. And then he'll add a little more to it. Next thing you know, we've got an entire melody laid out right here in front of us that he just made up on this new guitar that we had never touched before. We would both listen to it and kind of get it in our heads, and then we would hang the guitar back up and not even buy a guitar pick and walk out the door and go to my house, go to his house, go to our office, wherever.
Well, we won't buy it, but she helped us anyway.
That one ain't that bad.
It was only $600.
$650.
Still not buying it.
Better than the $32.99.
Pick up the guitar in the office and write the song, and we've done that a few times and written some of the better songs that I've ever written out of the guitars that he found out of the guitars in the guitar shop. And nobody else I've ever even talked to is ever, they're like, what do you mean you're going to the guitar? My girlfriend, she's like, you're going to the guitar shop to do what? Like, we're gonna go find a song. It's, you know, it doesn't make sense until you actually go through it and see what he does and how he finds these sounds out of a guitar that he's never seen. It's a pretty interesting little process.
If you're wondering why I'm doing construction work, I'll tell you. I'm actually pretty comfortable with a saw and a hammer. And the reality of the situation is the music business, it's up, it's down, you're in, you're out, it's that quick. You know, the reality of the situation that I'm facing is that there's been some cutbacks all throughout the music business. They had to make room, and I was one of the notches in the belt that got cut out, you know, to tighten it all up. So I'm not afraid to swing the hammer, use the saw, and you know, I gotta pay my bills, so if it means doing construction during the day and singing and writing at night, I did it for years. It's not gonna hurt my feelings to do it a little bit more. I'm not going anywhere. Got no choice. Have to succeed in music. That's who I am.
Well, that's about all we have for this week's show. I'm Wade Hayes. I hope to see you next week right here on Music and Motors.
The weather's like it always is. This time of year, the clouds are bits of cotton candy floating in the air, blowing just enough to bring the smell of honeysuckle up the road from I don't know where. I'd be without you in my life. What I'd do if you were never mine, my sweet sunshine. You'll always be my sweet sunshine.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Gentlemen, start your engine. Got another race to run. It's a hard way to make a living, but it sure is a lot of fun. Throttle up and take off like a bullet from a gun. Gentlemen, start your engine. We got another race to run.
Boogity, boogity, boogity.